With the advantage of seeing what unfolded with the building and opening of the Roanoke Rapids Theatre, what would you have done differently, Mayor Beal?
Thank you all for coming. Repeat that question because I couldn't.
Sure. With the advantage of seeing what unfolded with the building of the theater, the Roanoke Rapids Theatre, what would you have done differently?
Well, I think the first thing that I probably would have done different, and I thought we had done this, in the early on of the theater, we were required to sign letters of confidentiality. And that required us to talk a lot in closed session. And that upset a lot of the people in the community. So probably one thing that probably should have happened was the fact that we should have had maybe more public input on the theater. But let me say this, come December 1, I'll have 50 years in serving this community. And in those 50 years, I've never had a situation, even 30 years when I was police chief, that put scars and left scars, and I have those scars to prove it, that is this theater project. I'm a strong supporter of the theater and still am. The theater is going to make it. I know there's some out there that think it will not, but it is going to make it. Mr. Gatlin is here. He's here strong. There are times that, that maybe he might not be doing as many shows as people think he should do. He's just starting a new business. And getting back to the question, there are some things that keeping the public informed. And the theater has made me a better mayor. It's made me a better man. And if you're attending the city council meetings, you can see that happening now. We've got a new city manager, and I've had extensive talks with him. I know my role as mayor. He knows his role as city manager. I know what I'm supposed to do, and he knows what he is supposed to do. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, why didn't you do it in the terms that you were mayor? Well, in a small town like we've got here, it's easy to get involved in personnel issues. One of my rules are now, I don't get involved in personnel issues. That's the city manager's job. I go strictly by the charter.
Thank you for coming out tonight. My name is Emory Dowdy, and I am a candidate for mayor, also in the November 3rd election. Looking back over what has taken place over the last 2-3 years and the situation that we're in now, the first thing I have heard many people say, and the first thing that I think, anytime you're indebting people and you're going to be using their tax money to pay for a facility, that we should have most definitely have had a bond referendum. Now, I was not involved in the process, so I don't know how fast things had to happen, but I was at a city council meeting, and I was there for another purpose. But I know it seemed like things were moving along very fast. And when people started talking to me about becoming the mayor, they said they knew that I would be honest, open, and ethical. And I think one thing that many people are upset about is the fact that we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know how much we were going to be indebted for. We didn't really know how we were going to pay this money back. And I feel very confident that Mr. Gatlin will be a success, but there are a lot of things that are not within his control. There are many things that are not within our control as the city council, the mayor, because the economy, I think everybody on city council, the mayor, everyone included, had the best interest for the city at heart. But I have always been a very, very conservative person with my own finances, and I think the people that have allowed me to invest their money or use their resources would echo this thought. And I would be very conservative with other people's money if I'm looking at indebting them, looking at the possibility of having to lower their services that they receive from the city to be able to pay for something that might, could, and be a great instrument that could move our city forward. I just think I would have been much more conservative and taken a long, hard look before I signed anything and put the people of this community in the situation that we're in right now.